There's gold up in them there hills.
Hey, good morning. Today is day 8 of our working on the fence here at the property. We're actually starting to clear the property line on the last side of the property. We're gonna just go ahead and clear the fence line. We're gonna start that today, and then we'll be setting in these T-posts. Probably not today, because we think it's gonna take about 3 days for us to clear the fence line, because it's pretty dense over by where there's some really big washes. So we're gonna get cracking. It's actually nice and cool today. It's in the low 70s, and we're hoping it stays this way for a while. So we had a couple comments on our last video, and we just wanted to address a couple of them. Eddie L had said that we should get a IBC tank cover from Amazon, because the IBC tank that we have is white and it's kind of, I don't know if the sun can get through it or not, but he was saying that the sun can speed up like the growth of bacteria and things like that. And they sell these tank covers that fit specifically over these for like 30 bucks on Amazon. So we might go ahead and get one of those. Our intention for this IBC tote was to use it more like for construction water, not to drink, but just to use during our construction process. But we haven't really decided on that yet. And then somebody else, Anthrit, A-N-T-H-R-I-T is their YouTube name, suggested that we try to get the original real estate pictures from when this property was for sale, and then go back every year and take a picture from the exact same spot, which is an awesome idea. Most of the pictures for the real estate ad were actually taken from the road, because I guess the person taking the pictures didn't want to walk on the property. So we will probably actually just use Anthrit's idea and pick 4 spots that we know we're going to be developing and mark it with something like probably just a rock cairn, and start doing that so we can see the progress. Because I think as we're working, it's going to be not so obvious, but it'll be really cool to look back in a year and see the changes.
This is how it begins. This is our last row, but it's our longest row of fence line. And we need to clear this out so we can put the post in later. But this will probably be a 3-day project, I'm guessing.
It's getting done. So we got about 3.5 hours of work in getting this fence line cleared. You can't see it from here, but I just wanted to show you the monsoon clouds. And that is headed our way. There's thunder, no lightning yet, but we're loading up our tools and packing it in for the moment. There's actually another one right there, if you can see that. The monsoons are literally like a tunnel of water that comes down upon you. The cool thing about where we live is you can see them coming a long ways away. They don't really sneak up on you, so that's good. So we've been making some progress. It's been really nice today because it hasn't gotten too hot. How you feeling this morning, Doug?
Doing good. It's a nice temperature to work in.
Yep.
For once.
Yeah.
We got our excavator guy up on the hill. He's gonna do the best he can, but we're probably gonna end up doing retaining walls and all that anyways, so he's just got to get it down to the caliche, and then we can work from there.
Well, bedrock too. There's a lot of bedrock up there, which we're fine with that. The Bible says to build your house on the rock, right? Not the sand. So we figure it'll just give us a really nice solid foundation. But we're getting it done. You can see that white post out in the distance there. I thought it was like a quarter of the way up the property line, but Doug said no, it's like an eighth maybe. So anyway, we're getting it done, but we're in this, we came to this first wash area, and wherever there's a wash, everything's thicker because, you know, it's getting watered more. So we're working on getting cleared through here, and then depending on what the weathers do, we may take a break, or we may just keep going. But we've been out here about 3 hours or so. We're down on the lower side of the property, and we've got this guy with this big excavator, I think is what it is, or it's just a huge tractor, and he's kind of doing some refinements on our building site. There's a lot of rock up there, so we're hoping that he's successful with what we're wanting. We also decided where the solar panels are going to go, and it's hard to tell from here, but let's see if I can point my finger. Oh, giant finger. The solar panels are going to go on that side of the hill, because that direction over there is south. So we want them close to the house, but not, you know, kind of out of sight. So they'll kind of be tucked back there, and they won't have any issues with shadow or shade or anything like that, because there's no big trees up there yet. So anyway, we're down here. We're still working on clearing the fence line. We're working towards that white post out there, which is maybe a quarter of the way down, but we've gotten a lot done. Weed whacker, and I'm got the loppers clearing out the branches that he can't get with that are too small for that chainsaw. So anyhow, we started over there behind Doug where that white post is sticking out. That's the corner of the driveway and where the road meet. So we're making some progress. The dogs, we got them tied off to this wagon that we bought at it at Tractor Supply. It was like $450, I think, or $425. Anyhow, we got the dogs tied up to that, and we've got all our tools and water and stuff in there, and we're just pulling it along, which is working out pretty good. Dogs are staying in the shade. It's not too hot today, but it's getting hotter as the clouds start to burn off. We got lots of rock.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, we get off vacation and this is what happens, you know. Our plate is loaded. We I don't know what day this is. Maybe it's day 9. I'm out here having coffee, trying to reflect upon what's going to go on today. We have a lot going on. We have an excavator coming back to the property because the monsoon came washing in and ended the game soon. We've been researching and ordering our solar power system, trying to figure out how we're going to get it to a place that has no address, because we're homeless basically. We live in a trailer. We don't have a physical address, so we're dealing with those issues. We are still putting up our fence. Lots of things going on, guys. It's all at once. But we're not given anything we can't handle. So between the two of us, we got the brains and the know-hows and the will to do it all. So we're gonna go back out to the property today, and hopefully the rains don't come in, and we'll see you out there.
Keri and I are back out here in the wilderness, the desert in Arizona. You wouldn't think it's a desert though, because it's so green and lush right now. But it can get pretty yellow and dead also. But yeah, kind of this whole adventure we've been going through over the last year, trying to figure out if we're gonna come out here and everything. Keri and I have discussed how we're kind of reenacting what the settlers did in a way. There's a lot of things we've done over the past few weeks that kind of simulates it, you know. It's we got in an RV. You can imagine the RV is just a wagon, you know, and we're going across the country, leaving behind everything that was back in the lands we left. And like the settlers, we found ourselves on some unfurbished land. It's all wild. There's nothing here but us and the animals, the native species. So yeah, just wanted to rant about that. But got my mini saw here. I don't think I showed you guys this little Milwaukee. We got it for like 270 bucks, believe it or not. That just tells you the price of things now. But it did come with a battery, and you know batteries are going for like 250 bucks alone. So, but this little guy, I sharpened the edge the other day. I've owned chainsaws before. I didn't think we had anything out here that warrants having a real chainsaw, but this little guy's been doing good for 3-inch branches and smaller, which is pretty much what we got out here. But you can look up on the hill, our excavator's here. He showed up the same time we were pulling in, which is good, which means he's not intimidated or abandoning the job. He must think he can do something with that rock pile up there.
Love my dog. So what Doug was talking about with clearing and stuff, and how the settlers came over, we have it so much better. We have air conditioning, we have a heater. We haven't really needed the heater, but in the winter we will. We have tools that work really well. I know the settlers had tools also, but they were really limited on what they could carry in on their wagons. And we have the benefit of having a car, and we can run to the store and buy what we need and carry things back and forth in our car. We don't have to carry them, you know, ourselves or on a horse or a pack mule. So we have it really, really good. So we decided when we were clearing the fence line, a lot of people will just bring in a tractor and just plow down the line. And we decided not to do that because we wanted to preserve as much of the green that's around here as we could. And because of that, our fence line won't be quite as perfectly straight as maybe some other people's will be. But we really wanted to do the clearing ourselves and pick and choose, you know, what trees and bushes go and which ones stay. So yes, we're going it the slow way, and it's hot out here. It's super, super humid today. It's not that hot. It's probably in the 80s, but the humidity is pretty high. So we're making our way, and we've actually come pretty far in the last couple days. You can't see it, but we've come pretty far. So what we've been doing is clearing everything by hand. We've got these pretty beefy loppers that we've been using, and then Doug talked to you about the little chainsaw. It's really a brush cutter. And then we've got the weed whacker, Doug calls it. So we go through and clear with the loppers and the chainsaw, and some of the stuff is so dry you can just kick it over and pull it out. And then Doug goes back through with the weed whacker and just trims up anything on the ground. We're going to be wrapping it up here pretty soon because the big monsoon clouds are starting to come in. And it's interesting today, usually they come from over that direction, which is kind of east and south over this direction. But today they're coming from the west. Those are the ones that are coming in the fastest, and that's west. And then over here is north. There's some coming that direction too, but it's kind of weird the way they come in. Other than that, like right now above us, it's a pretty clear blue sky, but we know that this is coming our way, and we've been hearing thunder. So we're gonna finish this line that we've been working on today with the weed whacker, and then we're gonna call it a day. So we came up to check out what Big Tractor Guy is doing. Where Doug's standing is the driveway, and this area over here to the right of him is the parking area. And then we asked him to build this up because we're gonna tier, our house build site has 2 tiers to it. So somehow he was able to get material from down here and berm it up there, which is exactly what we wanted. And we will be doing a gabion wall along that first tier. But he's made some really, really good progress today. It's very exciting. Oh my gosh, look at that.
Put nicer rocks along that edge.
Yeah, yep. And then backfill it. Yep.
Rebar, of course.
Yep, he got exactly, oh, and look at, he's got a nice little cleared out right there for the, to get the water truck up there and stuff. Wow.
We got some potholes.
So you can see the second tier. I'm standing in front of the first one. He's doing a really good job. Of course, it's a big tractor, which is what we needed in here. Wow, that's awesome. Yep. Looking good. So yeah, this guy's done a really awesome job. And we're gonna put a link to his Facebook page in our description. So if you're in Cochise County and you need this kind of work done, the name of his company is called Standard Excavation. And we'll link his Facebook in the show notes. And highly recommend him. Good guy.